Hi guys, welcome back to Soge King Recaps. Today I will bring the first 4 episodes of the anime titled The Gene of AI. The anime begins 25 years in the past, when a mother named Hikaru Sudo has a conversation with 2 men from a health organization. This organization deals with a new technology, which is healing humans by the use of AI implants. Ayaka wants to give it a try because she needs to save her young son, Hikaru, and the men tell her they need to make a copy of her neural net. 25 years later, Hikaru is all grown up and he runs his own clinic under the name Sudo Clinic. This clinic is quite special because Hikaru only deals with humanoid patients, who now account for the 1% of the total population. He also deals with other situations such as electronic brain implants. For instance, a young boy comes to his office and Hikaru gives him a gaming implant which allows him to play online games in his own mind and project them in front of him like an invisible screen. Right next, Hikaru visits a humanoid family to give an examination to the mother, who has been shaking non-stop for a couple of days. Hikaru plugs his computer to the back of her head and suddenly gets angry at the husband, telling him to stop pretending. He can see that they have made a backup of the wife's data, which is illegal. The man replies back to Hikaru that he is known for giving humanoids illegal treatments, so he needs to stop lecturing him. Hikaru explains that the woman has been infected with a virus, something that probably happened via the external connection. Curing the virus will be difficult, but they can try to use the backup data to do so. When Hikaru leaves the house and enters his car, he finds the daughter of the family waiting for him. She says his car encryption is very poor and she was able to easily break in. She reveals that she is human and she was adopted by her humanoid parents. After asking Hikaru to give her a ride, she wonders why making copies of humanoid data is illegal. Hikaru explains that the data can be sold in the black market and it can be used for evil purposes. He makes a reference to some crimes where the police always found a man called the Crying Man. He was a humanoid, but not even the same humanoid. The criminals had copied the data from a certain humanoid and used it to make clones they could use to assist them in criminal activities. Before returning to the clinic, Hikaru visits his mother in prison. As it seems, she has been charged with illegal copying and distribution of personality data. After a short talk, his mother prompts him to let the past go because he has a life to live on his own. The next day, Hikaru is about to perform a procedure on the humanoid mother. She and her husband have been talking about it, and they know she's going to lose last week's memories. However, she has a change of sentiment when she hears Hikaru saying that he's going to format her. Hikaru explains that if they want to restore the backup files, he has to format her first. Worried that she might not even be the same person after the procedure, the humanoid mother tells Hikaru to stop. 14 days later, the virus fully infects the mother's system, and she ceases all kinds of functions. Then her husband brings her in for the backup procedure to take place, and it is successful. The humanoid mother wakes up and continues living a happy life with her family, even though she has lost some of her most recent memories. Later, Hikaru has a video call with a mysterious woman and prompts her to do the best she can to find his mother's copied data. In another part of the city, a student named Jun overhears some of his schoolmates discussing that humanoids come with some built-in limitations, or else things would not be fair for humans because the humanoids would be superior to them in everything. At school, the boy joins a track race and does not perform well. Being disappointed by his limitations, he visits Hikaru's office for a checkup. Hikaru tells him everything is fine with him and admits that humanoids can't exactly grow like humans. For example, they can't put the same amount of muscle. On the other hand, humanoids can be good in some sports, such as marathons, but Jun does not like marathons because they are boring. In the meantime, Hikaru's humanoid secretary, Riza, has gone out to buy some cake for the two of them. When she returns to the office, she finds Hikaru giving a breast examination to the woman he was having a video call with earlier. She is startled to see that, but the woman, Kaoru, explains she wants to make her body perfect, and that is why she wanted Hikaru to give her an examination. She has noticed that men like her body, even though they know they can't reproduce with a humanoid. Kaoru and Hikaru leave the office to have a private talk, and the former gives him some information on a new self-updating AI system called Mishi. She says that Hikaru has to get in touch with Mishi, because it can prove to be a game changer for him and find more information about his mother's data. Meanwhile, Jun practices his sprints while his friend Masa cheers on him. Jun is sick and tired of it because he claims to find Masa's ways distractive, but in reality, he is jealous because he can't run as fast as him. Jun has bitter feelings about him, and that results in the two of them having a fight. Later, they play volleyball together and they stumble on each other, leading to Masa falling and breaking his leg. Jun now realizes that his behavior has been very poor towards Masa. In addition, he realizes that humanoids and humans both have their strengths and weak points. If Jun had broken his leg, it would be much easier for him to fix it. Soon, Jun runs at a race and manages to qualify for the regionals. Then he visits Masa in the hospital and sees him watching and celebrating the video of Jun qualifying. Eventually, Masa gets out of bed to watch Jun run in the regionals. The two of them exchange some words and signals before the race, and Jun makes it worth Masa's time since he finishes first by breaking all records. At the same time, Kaoru proceeds to meet Mishi, who looks just like Hikaru when he was a kid. In another part of the city, a woman named Shizuka wakes up in the same house with her artificial intelligence robotic boyfriend Joe. She has been living with Joe for 7 years, and he is able to cover all her emotional and physical needs. Of course, that is the purpose of this kinds of industrial AI models. One day, Shizuka meets a human male, and she realizes she is gradually falling in love with him. When she returns home, Joe notices there is something going on with her and reassures her that maybe it is time for her to move on. In that moment, Shizuka reveals she has met somebody and she has fallen in love with him. While she bursts into cries, Joe remains calm because these models never develop a heart. Their sole purpose is to pleasure their human and never cause them any trouble. In the meantime, Hikaru is trying to fix an AI teddy bear named Papo. He gives the bear to the boy it belongs to Ken and makes him really happy. However, his mother is not as happy as him because she wants her son to not be that much emotionally attached to Papo. When she returns home, she tells her second husband that she bought Papo when Ken was little and she got a divorce. She wanted her son to have some company while she was at work. However, she kept hearing Papo telling her son that they will always be together even if Ken's mother is not around. That night, Ken tells the bear they will stay together forever, but that causes the bear to act weird. It seems to not understand that concept and starts asking where Yuki is. Ken takes Papo to Hikaru again the next day, and they all wonder who Yuki is. However, the teddy bear says it cannot reveal to strangers who it is. That makes Ken angry because they are not strangers at all. In any case, Hikaru runs a scan on the bear and realizes Yuki is the bear's previous owner. He asks Ken if he wants to delete the previous owner's data, but the boy replies with a solid no. That night, Ken overhears his mother saying that she will have somebody take the bear when Ken is at school, and that results in him running away from home the next morning. While he does, he sees Shizuka returning Joe to the company she bought him from. Clearly, she is in emotional pain since she has been emotionally connected to him, but Joe is just fine and informs her that their shared data will be stored for 5 years, and they will be deleted after that. When Shizuka leaves, Ken approaches Joe and asks him how come he is not sad at all. Joe explains that he is actually a robot and not a humanoid. All of his behavior is pre-installed and there are certain patterns he follows. When Joe leaves, Ken falls asleep on some steps and Papa gets accidentally kicked and run over by a car. Since the bear was trying to help Ken, his mother helps him take Papa to Hikaru for a repair. The bear is just fine and Hikaru also researches the previous owner Yuki. As it seems the girl has died and Ken takes Papa to see her, offering the teddy bear some closure. A few days later, Risa spends some time with a friend of hers cleaning the park, and she only talks about how awesome Hikaru is. Her friend mentions she has bought some AI software that produces video stories. The user just has to insert some information so they could play around and create some stories with Risa and Hikaru. They try it out, but the first plot is a fail. The video features Risa, but not Hikaru. The second attempt is a bit better, but Risa does not like the story. The plot involves Risa and Hikaru being friends since childhood, but they somehow end up living in Risa's house with her mother. Risa ends that plot as well, but her friend now shows her yet another plot. This time, Hikaru is treating a male humanoid patient of his, and the two of them get romantically involved. Risa hates that possibility and puts an end to that plot. Meanwhile, a human boy named Nozaki visits Hikaru and wants to install an implant in his brain. The implant will allow him to watch adult content on the web as well as mod an adult game. Upon returning home, Nozaki starts the game and customizes the female character who goes by the name Nana. He inserts some pictures of a female classmate he likes and Nana adopts her appearance looking just like her. Gradually, Nozaki gets hooked with the game and he spends more and more time with his virtual girlfriend Nana. He even goes out with her, but he has to always be careful because he is the only one who can see her. One day, Nozaki is invited by his real crush to the movies and they have a fun time together. However, he makes a mistake at some point and calls her Nana. The girl understands that he has been recreating her in the game and rejects him. Hikaru now has a new patient, a humanoid man who can't stop cheating on his girlfriend. The two of them have visited him looking for a solution, and it seems like Hikaru can give it to them. He installs a switch in the humanoid man, and every time he presses it, he can stop his lust. Things go well for a while, but then the girl wants to break up with her boyfriend because she has fallen in love with somebody else. After they break up, the humanoid has a talk with Hikaru, mentioning that his girlfriend's jealousy was keeping them together while their actual love had faded way sooner. And that concludes our recap of the anime. If you haven't already then, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on all the latest anime recaps and reviews. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a moment of anime greatness. Until the next video, stay tuned and keep exploring the extraordinary realm of anime with us.